This is me again, coming for you from here. It's my pleasure to speak again to you. I guess it's been a while. Okay, I actually dabbled into something just moments ago in one of my social media handles, where a commentator said something actually in writing to one of my positions, discussing a particular subject raised by someone that I am following. That's a comment. Now I have about 34, 36 likes and whatever else. And then this fellow came along and left a comment out of many and said that I am suffering from what is called the Darrell Kruger effect. And by this effect, in my own understanding, he's saying that I have an exaggerated idea of my own knowledge in the spiritual field. And I agree with him. I totally agree with him. And before I move forward on what I want to give as message today, and a message that I call spiritual blindness. And before I move forward, I want to make reference to a biblical passage on the story of Jesus Christ, that I call the Christ, where he healed a blind man. I think one of those his early miracles, as narrated in the book, the Bible. And, it was about a blind man that he healed. I can't remember, maybe on the day of the synagogue or the day of the Sabbath, And then, the blind man was dancing all over the place, jubilating and being happy for the miracle that the Christ had performed on him. And it got to the ears of the rulers and the Pharisees and the scribes. And they gathered to find out, investigatively, what, was the problem and how come that a man that was born blind can now see. And they were asking the man and they were saying, a lot of things like, are you sure you are not suffering from Darrell Kruger effect? Or are you sure, you are not going mad? Or what is wrong with you? How come that we know you were born blind and now you can see? What happened? Are you sure whoever healed you has not broken any law or whatever? Things like that. All those alien thoughts and things that normally come from doubters, and a lot of other things that will try to slow you down. And you know what the man said in answer to these questions and these comments and these contributions towards the healing that he received? You know what he told them? He said, I don't understand what you're saying, but whatever it is that you're saying, that one thing I know is this, that whereas I was blind, but now I can see. This is what the man said and was jumping all over the place. So I take myself in this statement where I am called, and one of them said I am a fool, and the other one said that I am suffering from this effect, Darrell Kruger. And I said, I put myself in the position of the blind man that was healed by the Christ. And from there, I want to tell you that I agree that I am blind. I agree that I am completely blind, ignorant of the real truth. I agree with that. And now I put myself in that position of the blind man. And I tell you, my friend and my friends, that I may not know or understand in the manner you expect me to do, but one thing I know is that whereas I was blind, now I can see. So the question now should go back to the person who made the statement, or to you listening to me today, who have similar opinions. That whereas I was blind, now I can see. And then the question should go now back to him that is asking, telling me that I'm a fool and I am suffering from the Kruger effect. The question should go back to the person. And the question should go like this. Yes, I agree that I am blind. I agree that I am ignorant. Yes. In your own assessment, yes. But then the question is, what about you? Are you blind? That is the question. What about you? Are you blind? Or have you got sight? So this is the question that you will ask yourself, that even in that knowledge, in that state where you are, ask yourself, do I have sight or am I blind? Talking about spirituality, So that is to show you that even that statement is egocentric. The human being is made up of egoism. We are so egoistic that we receive, pleasure from even things that we don't understand that ego is responsible for. So now I say, you stand in your position, my friend. You stand in your position. You respect mine because you come to my space. Yes, that is my space, my right. My position on any subject is my right, and yours is yours. So this is it. And I call it spiritual blindness. So the issue of the healing of the blind man by Christ was actually a state that all of us are susceptible to. All these states, this very state in which that man was saying that whereas he was blind and now he could see, these are states that all of us can attain. So do not allow yourself to be dogmatized with these doctrines that we inherited from those who told us, because you have the beautiful human imagination in you. You have the spark of God in you. The spark of the Creator is embedded in you naturally, and part of it is egocentric, so that you will regress and retrace your steps and be born again like the blind man was made to see again, because that blindness in that state described as the healing of a blind man in the Bible by the Christ is actually a state that everybody should strive to attain. The state where you question all those dogmatized, knowledge and doctrines that you received, and question through the voice of your spirit, which all of us have embedded in us, which is connected to the upper force, to the life force that made all things and sustains all things. So the question is, are you spiritually blind? Because you could be beautiful, handsome, rich, and everything else that a human being can attain in the material world, and yet be blind. So being born again in this case, as I have made before in one of my podcasts, is regaining your sight again. And then think from the inside, because you are a fruit of the spirit of the upper world, and in you is embedded the creative power to develop the earth and to develop yourself and to attain a certain level of equivalence of form with the upper world and with the Creator. This is a little thing that I got this afternoon. I didn't know it was going to take this long, but I hope it makes a lot of sense, because it meant to me too when I, try to come up with this. So the question is, are you blind spiritually? Because you can have sight in the world of dimensional existence in this third density and still not understand that you are spiritually blind. So I leave you now with this, and I'll go with a prayer. May the light of the Lord, of the Creator that sustain you all, even as you come bit by bit into this knowledge, that at the end of the day, we all may be able to regain our sights, even now that most of us are blind. This is Mike Mbaniwe of the Life Goal Solutions. I'll come back to you as soon as possible. Bye, friends. From me, from here, it's good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you. Bye. Bye, friends.